90s, early noughties, it started to become really apparent that Jaguar had started to feel old. With cars like the C-Type, the D-Type, the E-Type, the Jaguar XK120, the XJ220, even the XKR. They felt like cars from what was now feeling like a bygone era. The Jaguar F-Type really does symbolise a return to form for Jaguar. It has plenty to shout about, and shout it does. It's the spiritual successor to the E-Type, a well-loved and respected car. But you know, Jaguars were known for being savage, fast, striking to look at. Well, the Jaguar is striking to look at, but is it fast? And is it savage? Well, let's find out. Problems with Jaguar is that back in the day, they used to have that stately feeling to them. You know, wooden panel interior, the little clocks in the centre of the console. And that was great for cars back in the day. But come the early noughties, it started to feel wildly outdated and thus undesirable, giving it that old man's car vibe. Now, even when Jag made a fast sports car, they still put wooden panelling in the interior. Now, to a young man that's going out to buy a Jaguar, that's like having Margaret Thatcher in the passenger seat. It ain't gonna sell. Now, with the F-Type, it really did signal a change. And yes, this F-Type looks amazing. And what's even better is there's not any wooden paneling to be found anywhere, which is brilliant. Another interesting fact is that the Jaguar F-Type shares its underpinnings with the Jaguar XE, and that car was designed to take on the BMW M3. The F-Type R, which was the top spec when this was made, coming in at 462 brake horsepower. Now yes, the SVR did come along with over 500, but hey, still 462 brake horsepower. I'm not complaining. So the F-Type has also got a brilliant torque vectoring system, which with all that witchcraft and wizardry, it pretty much stops any form of oversteer. Now you can, if you are man enough, turn it off. But you just gotta ask yourself one question. Do you think you're hard enough? So you've got some really cool controls. You've got active exhaust, which is an electronics exhaust system at the end of the day. You know, yes, it might sound great, but it's not true exhaust. But hey ho, it is what it is. But you just press that button there, and it goes into this more aggressive. Then we've got the eco mode. That's when you want to try and conserve fuel. I mean, let's be honest, under the hood, we've got a 5-litre V8 supercharged. So it is a very thirsty car. And well, eco just makes it that little bit more easy on your wallet. Now the infotainment system is really great. Sat nav, Bluetooth for your telephone, your music, ambient lighting controls. It's got the lot. But what I'm really impressed with, I mean, this car's from 2014, and yet, do you know what? The screen doesn't have that much lag time. Now, also as well, we have this little switch here. You push it upwards, it goes into rain, snow, ice mode, which is absolutely fantastic. I picked this car up when it was raining, put that in, it lowers the torque, and it's really drivable. You don't feel like you're gonna bin it on every corner. Now you can turn that off and it just goes into a normal sort of sporty coupe. So when you push it down, it goes into race mode. So that turns off a lot of the electronics like your traction control, but it also does, beef up the throttle response, beef up the suspension ready for the curves. But it is not a button to be toyed with if you don't think you can handle it. Because just remember, this is rear wheel drive with a V8 in the front. So if you can't handle it, I do not suggest you push that button. So the F-type has really helped the sturdy brand come back into the limelight. People are talking about these cars again. Big kids, small kids alike. And yes, Tata owns Jaguar now, but what they've done for Jaguar is amazing. They've allowed Jaguar to reach back into its past, grab that soul, and place it in the cars they make today. So in answer to our question, yes, the F-type is truly a Jaguar. Striking to look at, brutally fast. I mean, it sounds like it's devouring children. And yes, we've shaken away the dust. We've got rid of those awful wooden panels. And what we're left with is a beautiful, refined driving machine. I guess there's a reason why all villains drive Jags.
Oh yes, it's good to be bad.
No wood paneling anywhere. All this supple leather, supple leather. Oh.
Yes, it's good to be bad.
So if you can't handle it, I do not suggest you push that button, because you will end up in a bin.